I do have Lanre Olushola in the building. He is called the Catalyst. He's a life coach, peak performance catalyst psychologist, and he's also the founder of OLCA. What does OLCA mean?
Simply means Olushola Lanre Coaching Academy.
Okay, well that is who we have. P.S. He has the best beard I've seen this year. Best the beard I've seen this year. So beard gang for everybody.
Thank you very much.
All right. So how are you today?
Excellent. I'm vibrant. I'm filled with energy, positive energy, and I'm really excited to be here on Mara Mentor's show and to be here with you.
All right. Now I can already tell with the way you speak, I can already tell the whole how do I put it? You feel calming. You feel like one of those people that will come into your house and you say, "Please take a seat on the couch. Let's talk about your problems." that's how you sound, which is pretty cool. So okay, you know what? First thing first is I definitely need you to give us a background of you. So let us know who Lanre Olushola is before we get into the really deep questions.
All right. Simply put, I am called the Catalyst, and I am a life coach, as you introduced. I'm a psychotherapist, and I work with people to become all that they were born to be. I help people move from where they are to where they desire to be individually. I also work with corporate organizations. I help them maximize their potential. I help them, move the organization from where they are presently to where they intend to be. I help them with strategy. I help them with visioning. I help them with team bonding. I help them understand, each other and how to develop high performance teams. So I simply just help people maximize their potential, whether individuals, whether corporates, whether governments, and that's what I do. That's who I am.
All right. So now you did say life coaching. Now some people might be confused. What does it mean to be a life coach? So that's what I want you. What does life coaching embody in totality? If you can just.
Okay. Life coach, simply put a life coach is one that helps you understand your own unique life and how to make the best out of your life and find true tranquility, happiness, fulfillment, success, and satisfaction. And a life coach helps you look at life from 12 dimensions. Helps you maximize your health and well-being, and when we talk about health and well-being, we look at it from the spiritual, emotional, psychological, mental and physical well-being. A life coach helps you set and achieve all your dreams and all your goals. A life coach helps you attain contentment and peace. A life coach helps you maximize your potential in the regard of your work, your job, or your business, or your calling, as some people put it. A life coach helps you become the best friend, understand your friends, and develop the best relationships with people at home, with family, with friends, and within the workplace or within your community. A life coach helps you understand the essence of security and spirituality and maximize that. Understanding that you're a spirit being, you have a soul, and you live in an earth suit. You're not a human being having a spiritual experience. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. A life coach helps you, develop your self-confidence, your self-esteem, and your self-belief. A life coach helps you maximize your passion, helps you get the best out of it, helps you put control in place, helps you develop the right energy, helps you exude the right energy, and helps you understand how to manage your energy, because man is like a battery, and every night you go to bed, you charge your batteries, and what you do during the day is you dissipate that energy, and there are ways to manage that energy such that you conserve it, maximize it to your full potential. A life coach helps you understand that fun, recreation, and rest is part of life, and for you to understand, how to make the best out of that. A life coach helps you find and develop the right home and family, and helps you create balance between work, life, and family. A life coach helps you develop the best relationship with your spouse, and that is very, very critical, especially in these days and times when, globally, 1 out of every 2 relationships, every marriage is ending up in divorce, and in Nigeria, 7 out of every 10 marriages is ending up in one form of separation or the other. You need a life coach to to help you understand the reason why you married, the reason why you want to marry, and the needs of your spouses, and how to meet those needs and how to maximize your differences and make the best out of it. And finally, a life coach helps you deal with your finances.
Nice. All right, so now, of course, we are here to help people who want to be entrepreneurs, and I know that a lot of people don't really realize how much they need to understand before they actually start their own business. Some people just feel like get the idea, get the finances, move into it. So do you think that entrepreneurs that are starting out actually need a life coach?
Yes, it's very, very critical, because if you cannot live a successful life, you cannot run a successful business. I say to people, the enterprise is the entrepreneur, and the entrepreneur is the enterprise. There is no business without you as a startup.
Yeah.
And so, you've got to begin to understand that, the business needs you. And for the business to need you, you need you. So the first thing you need to understand is, who am I? You need to go through a period where you're soul searching. We call it the self-discovery phase. And it's about understanding who you are, why you are here, what solution you were born to be, what you're passionate about, what strengths and weaknesses you were born with, right? And who has a problem that you're a solution to. Because business, we need to get it right. And entrepreneurship is about solving problems. It's about providing solutions. It's about adding value to people's lives. And so you need to understand what solution you were born to be, right? And who has a problem that you're a solution to, and where they are, and what is the best medium or platform to reach them. Because you've got to sell your solution, right? And you've got to present your solution in a proper way that appeals, or in a proper language that communicates, and engages your target audience. And a lot of people don't do that. Now, also, one of the things that a lot of people don't do is how best to package, their solution or their businesses, right? And how to create an identity or a brand around it. And that is the essence of self-discovery. Now, the next is, you need to be aware. And what is awareness about? It's about awareness about your environment. Nigeria is a unique business environment. And what I find is a lot of business people travel abroad and they go and import exactly the same way the business is and want to run it here. It won't work. Because, if you want to compare Nigeria with America, we're behind.
Way behind.
You want to compare Nigeria with Dubai, we're behind. You want to compare Nigeria with even South Africa, we're way behind. So you've got to adapt and you've got to be flexible. Now, the whole process of adaptation and flexibility and dynamism is very, very critical to the success of every entrepreneur or that business. And you cannot run a business in isolation of the environment. You also can't run a business in isolation of the people within the environment, because it's the people within the environment that you're in that are going to buy your product or your solution or engage your services. So you need to be aware of that environment. You need to be aware of the people within the environment. You need to be aware of your solution or your product offering or your value proposition, and adapt it to where the needs of the people are. And you need to be presenting it in such a way that your solution meets a need. Now, why do people buy Panadol? They buy Panadol not because Panadol is packaged well. They buy Panadol because it solves a problem, or it solves several problems. And so if you are not a solution to a problem, you haven't presented yourself as a solution to a particular problem, the person or the people or the organization that have that problem are not going to connect with you, and they're not going to know that you are that solution. Then the next level is understanding and improving on your knowledge, on your learning about who you are, your discovery about who you are, your awareness within your environment is also mastery. Now, within the dynamics and the context of your environment comes a behavior or a mindset or habits. Now, you need to be able to master those negative habits, develop them into positive habits, and become the best that you're meant to be. And that brings us to the level of mastery. Mastery in your thoughts, mastery of your emotions, and you need to be emotionally intelligent. And we say that 85% of all business success, 85% of all entrepreneurship success is a function of how emotionally intelligent they are, not how smart they are. not how many people they know. Now, there's a difference between setting up a business, running a business, sustaining a business, and taking a business to the point where it becomes a cash cow consistently without you. You need emotional intelligence to do that. And for you to be emotionally intelligent, you must attain the state of mastery. Then we move to the point of self-expression. Okay. And you know, expression comes from how you sell yourself, how you present yourself, how, you know, people engage with your product, your services, or engage with you. I say to people that, you know, people don't buy products or solutions, people buy people. And so it's a function of how people perceive you, that they relate with you, and how are you expressing yourself. That is what colors people's perspectives about you. And so a life coach is relevant in the life of every entrepreneur to take them through that journey of discovery, which is D, awareness, which is A, mastery, which is M, E, expression. We call it the DAME model. And that is a local model that we created at the Olushola Lanre Coaching Academy to help entrepreneurs maximize the potential and be the best that they were created to be.
Okay. Now, of course, if you're an entrepreneur listening to this, you do know that this session is definitely for you, so you can understand yourself. Initiative of the Mara Foundation, a social enterprise from the unit of the Mara Group. All right, so now what this show does is help entrepreneurs. We have Lanre Olushola in the building. He is the catalyst, and he's been answering questions. We've been talking about how life coaching can help you as an entrepreneur. Now, okay, so what I want to know, because I know you were talking about that. When you came in, you said, I feel positive.
Yes.
And well, I did say that you seem like someone that can tell me he sits on your couch and all of that. So what does that positive psychology, what does that do? Because I know there's some people that own businesses, but they don't feel positive. They don't come into the office saying, oh, you know, today's going to be a good day. I feel positive. So what does that positive psychology do to somebody who's starting up a business or who just started a business?
All right. It's called energy, and I'm just going to use one of the experiments that was done with, at Stanford University to explain this.
Okay.
Now, there was a woman that was feeling very negative, depressed, and deeply, you know, emotional, and it was all negative, you know, and they put her in a 6x6 room, and they let her charge that room with a negative energy for in excess of about 3-4 hours. And they went out to get 4 other women who were positive, full of energy. Some had won the lottery, some had just married, and they did. They gave them a questionnaire to ask them questions about how they felt, and they did a rating of their level of energy, and some of them scored between 95 to 98%.
Okay.
Now, they lied to those 4 women and said to them that, you know, they were going to do an experiment with them in 2 hours, but they needed them to go wait in a room for 1 hour and not talk to anyone, right?
Okay.
And so what they did was they took those 4 women into those positive energy charged women into a room that had been charged with the negative energy of 1 woman.
Okay.
And that 1 woman was still in that room. So they put the 4 women in the same room with that 1 woman for 1 hour. And when the 4 women came out, they gave them a form to fill about how they were feeling. And all of them had mirrored and taken on the energy of the room and the energy of the woman that was depressed. Now, they did a flip experiment. They had a positively charged woman in a room do the same thing, and they had 4 women that were depressed and negatively charged, and they did a flip experiment. And when those 4 women came out and they gave them the form to feel, their energy had changed. Now, we are products of the energies within our environment. Haven't you noticed that some people in the office, that when they come into your space, they drain you of energy? We call them energy vampires. It's just who they are. By what they say, by their energy, by their presence, they just drain your energy. And that's part of what we're talking about. You need to be aware, and you need to master your environment and the energy within your environment. And there's some people like Douglas walked in, right, that are so positive, and I saw the engagement and interaction between you, Dami, and Douglas, right? And that was so positive. And I drew a lot of energy from that. And you can see that I'm really vibrant. I am normally calm, but because of your energy and Douglas's energy, right, and the energy in this room, right, I'm very, very vibrant.
Yeah, I'm not a vampire.
And every entrepreneur needs to understand that, because with negative psychology, with negative energy, right, you are never going to achieve much. But with
Very
positive
true.
energy, with positive psychology, you can achieve every single thing, especially within the environment that we're in Nigeria. Everything is working to sap you of energy. Everything is going to stress you. Everybody wants to take advantage of you. Everybody wants to dwindle you.
Sure.
You need positive psychology. Everybody wants to take a swipe at you and bring you down. We call it the bring me down syndrome. Everybody wants to attack you. You need that positive energy. You need that positive psychology to keep you above water. Beyond keeping you above water, to take you to where you desire to and deserve to be.
Okay, so which is why I will come to this. Now, of course, in the entrepreneurial life, you hear of something called the fail fast, which is really common. So how do you put that in a local context? Like, because aside from the fact that you did say we have to look at the local place where the business is, you're also saying you have to have positive energy no matter what it is. In other words, even if you do fail, you still need positive energy to know that if that's your calling, you need to go ahead and keep doing what it is you're doing. So how do you relate positive energy with the local times of Nigeria and how difficult it is for some people to start a business, and of course the fail fast? So when you fail, positive energy. How do you put all of that together? How do you make someone who's just starting up put all of that together and just keep going on?
You know, you've got to understand that there's no success without failure. One of the challenges we have within this environment are people that don't want to tell their entire story. There's no success story without any failure. Forget it. Anywhere in the world. Right, and the whole essence of being a great phenomenal coach or mentor is being able to tell your full story, so that people can know where you fail, people can know where you are struggling, people can know that you're not superhuman. I am not. I've got my weaknesses. Likewise, every other person. But what I say is every weakness is a strength, and every strength is a weakness. You've just got to understand the dynamics. Where to downplay that strength, where it becomes a weakness, and where to upplay that weakness when it becomes a strength. Okay. So in our coaching or mentoring programs, we don't teach people to kill their weaknesses. We teach them to understand the dynamics of where those weaknesses become strengths. We don't teach them to excessively develop those strengths and be unaware of where those strengths are weaknesses. We teach them to understand where those strengths are major strengths and upplayed, and where those strengths are weaknesses and downplayed. Now, secondly, is you need to understand that really and truly, there's nothing like failure. Failure means feedback. Now, you don't fail until you have stopped believing, until you have stopped trying. Okay. Right? So if you're pursuing something and you really, really, really believe in it, you really, really, really desire and believe you deserve it, right? You need to keep going. You need to keep going. And you need to keep going. And you cannot stop until you get it. Now, failure only happens when you stop believing, when you stop trying. Right? Now, when we look at failure from the perspective of the definition of failure, it means that, yes, you have tried to achieve this thing this particular way, and it's not happening. That's feedback that you need to try it in a different way. Mm-hmm. Now, to keep hitting your head on the wall, right, means you're stupid. And keep doing the same old thing the same old way and expecting a different result. Albert Einstein says that is the definition of insanity. So for you not to be seen or deemed as insane, right, you have a goal, you have an objective, and you need to focus your energies on that objective. However, you need to be flexible and dynamic in your approach. If you've tried it this way and it's not working, try it another way. And keep on trying. That's the feedback we're talking about. What the feedback means is you're not doing the right thing. Because if you do the right thing, you will get the right result. Now, within that whole dynamic, right, you need to be positive. You need to stay positive. You need to affirm to yourself that you can do it. Right? And how do you consistently do that? You identify people within the same environment that have done it. You identify people within the same environment that are doing it and succeeding. You identify people within the same environment that are going to do it. And also you say to yourself, within the same environment, there are different things that I have done and succeeded, which means that it's not the environment, it's not the negativity within the environment, is how I respond within that environment and how I respond to the energies within my environment. So you need to take personal responsibility. You need to take charge of your destiny. I say to people, you are the captain of your ship. You are the driver towards your destiny, and you are the master of your fate. No, things happen because of you. Things don't happen to you. So you are not a victim. You are a co-creator. You are empowered, and you are in charge of every life experience that you have.
And you're the catalyst. Just thought I'd add that there. All right, so I do have a question from one of our listeners.
Okay.
Now, this one is it's a good question, because I also want to know how you become this. But then let's just answer the question based on Olakunle Oyedeji, who is asking, please ask the catalyst how one can become a life coach.
All right, that's what the Olusola Lanre Coaching Academy is set up for. We're affiliated with one of Europe's biggest certification bodies. They've certified for the last 100 plus years. And also in Nigeria, we've certified in excess of 180 coaches and psychologists with UK diplomas in life coaching, psychology, and neuroscience applications. So if you truly want to be a life coach, just search out OLCA, www.olcang.com, and just send me an email, or call the helpline or info line on the website. And we've got different programs every quarter, life coaching, psychology, and NLP.
Okay. Now that is a good, I hope that has helped Olakunle. Okay, so now I do have 2 more questions for you, for the entrepreneurs listening. Now, what advice would you give a first-time entrepreneur, someone that's just starting whatever it is they're starting for the first time? What's the quickest advice you can give them?
Be original. Stop being a photocopy. I see a lot of photocopy, entrepreneurs. Everyone has his own path. Everyone has his own purpose.
Yeah.
Everyone is different. Look, your iris are different. Your fingerprints are different. Your DNA is different. Which means that you were sent here with a unique solution. Stop copying. When you copy, you can only be but second best, and there's nobody that can be like you. I love that P-Square song. No one be like you. No one. And it's so true, because you're original, you're authentic. You need to be who you are. You need to develop your own identity and present your identity. And you need to have your own original ideas. You need to be innovative. Even though you find that something is working in the UK, innovation is doing it differently within a different environment for a different kind of people by a different kind of person. So you need to be innovative as well. So that's the advice that I give.
All right, so be original. That's that advice. Now, of course, we do ask everyone who comes in here to give us 5 tips on whatever it is they're talking about. So give us 5 tips from you to the entrepreneurs listening.
All right, I think you need to be able to answer a couple of questions. Number one is, who am I? And who am I is not a function of your name. It's not a function of your profession. It's a function of answering the question, that asks and probes what your essence for existence is. Okay. Then you need to also be able to answer, why am I here? And the answer to that is the answer to your purpose for existence. Look, you could have been a Chinese man that was created and dispatched, and I use that word very, very deliberately. Dispatched within a different time dispensation. You could have been dispatched 2,000 years ago as Chinese, but you were created, allocated a purpose and a calling, and created as a solution and dispatched as a Nigerian or as an African for such a time as this. You need to understand, why you are here. You need to also ask yourself a question: what solution was I born to be? Right? The next one is, I need to know who has a problem I'm a solution to, and what the problem is. The next question you need to ask is, where are the people with that problem? Right? The next question is, how best can I engage them? How best can I interact with them? How best can I communicate with them? Right? So the next question beyond that is, where are they? And what is the best platform to reach them? So what is their demography? If their demography is 18 to 21, then you know that social media is their platform. So don't go and put an ad, full page ad, in this day, front cover, or go and put ad in NTA. Those guys are not going to be on NTA. They're on social media. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. So you need to understand the platform and the best medium to reach your target audience. And most especially, you need to be authentic. You need to be original. You need to be yourself. Don't be a photocopy. Be an original. And I say that every enterprise is a function of the entrepreneur. And every entrepreneur makes the enterprise. So you need to understand the dynamics of life success for you to be able to run a successful business. If your life is not complete and whole, forget business. You're not going to succeed in it. If you cannot master this 6 foot, you're not going to master other people, be able to lead other people or run a successful business. So you are the first business. You are the first enterprise. Run yourself, maximize your potential, and be the best that you were born to be. Then you can give expression to yourself in a business. If not, it's not going to work.
Okay, so you've heard that. Now, if you do want to ask him any questions, his handle is Lanre Olushola, all right? And you can, of course, go to Mara_mentor. Make sure you use the Ask Mara hashtag so they know what you're talking about, okay? But then Lanre Olushola is there all year long, 2 years, 3 years. He's there for a very long time, just to make sure, which is true, because Lanre Olushola is going to be here forever. You're leaving your legacy behind, whatever it is that you're going. So everybody can always ask what they need, all right? The conversation will definitely continue on the Mara Mentor platform. You can go to the website. It is www.mentor.mara.com. Like I said, this show is brought to you by Mara Mentor. It's an initiative of the Mara Foundation, and if you need to sign up, go to the website. You can be a mentee, and it will be absolutely amazing, because it is the largest entrepreneurship community. And you can also download the Mara Mentor app on Apple, BlackBerry, and Android, and Nokia, all right, which is great. So thank you very much to Lanre Olushola, who was our guest today. Thank you, we appreciate it.
Bless you.